those four guys still running the business as they are as their beginning. So they are in the front row. They travel all around the world to help and train people like you. It's really a person like comme pas beaucoup. Not for me, like few. But it's a leader of leaders. He's the best trainer of ACN.
Me and Tony are the only two in the room that don't speak French.
I like these guys a lot, so it's a pleasure to have him in Montreal. So help me have a big warm. J'ai perdu mon anglais. A big warm welcome for this gentleman. So okay, please.
Je m'appelle Antoine. That's the best I can do. It's so good to be here. First of all, Matthew, what a great training. I didn't understand a single word, but I knew it was good. First, I want to say I'm so grateful to be here and very happy to be here. This is the first time I've been back to Montreal and Canada since COVID started. And out of all the places, I miss this place the most. I miss Canada the most. And I say that because the leaders out here have become not just people I work with, but I really love these people. I respect these people. They're friends. And I have so much respect for them that I truly believe. I told the people in the U.S. that as soon as COVID is behind us, as soon as everything opens up, I go, prepare yourself. Because the guys and all the leaders together are going to get together in Canada, and they're going to go to work. And when everyone's able to get together again, they're going to work. And they're organizing. And the goal is simple. You guys are going to crush the people in the United States. I can tell you that I believe with everything in me that this team right here is going to be, the simple goal is you're going to be the #1 team in the world in ACN, the #1 team. The bigger goal is that the leaders here are going to outproduce every leader in the United States with everybody here working together. Now, you are outpopulated in the United States, but you have the best leadership you could ever ask for, and I'm rooting for this team right here, and I will do anything I can to support any one of you, all of you, because I believe this is the #1 team anywhere in the world in ACN. So I thank you guys for inviting me to be here. I hope you miss this right here. There's times in ACN, I want you to think about something in the future. In the future, and I say future because not too distant future, they're going to invite me back out here. I'm going to come out here and visit you guys again, but there's going to be, I want you to imagine 2,000 people in the room. I want you to imagine that. 3,000, 5,000 people in driving distance from here. And when that happens, all of you are going to be the ones that are going to override all of that growth. You're going to override all of those new IBOs, all those customers. Today is the single greatest time to be in ACN for so many reasons. People say, I wish I was in ACN 15 years ago or 10 years ago. I say, no, trust me, this is the time to be in ACN. Right here, right now, with this team, because you guys are going to do incredible things going forward. So I'm excited to be here. Who's excited? Just to kind of make it brief, ACN started in 1993, and I can't believe it's been 30 years. When we started ACN, I did the very first ACN presentation. So I was the one that had to run on stage and do the opportunity presentation, January of 1993, and I want to tell you what it felt like. There was two emotions going on in my body. One, I was excited, because I knew what we were doing was going to be big. It just made sense, right? But the second feeling I had was loneliness. And I want to explain that to you. You know, today when you promote ACN, we have 30 years of success behind us. I want, you know, public speaking's hard enough. I want you to imagine that you had to go do a public speaking presentation in front of like 400 plus people, and you had to do a presentation on an opportunity that did not exist until you were finished with your presentation. That's a very lonely feeling. There were no success stories. There were nobody that has done anything. It was all about what was going to happen in the future. So I still remember being in the back of the room with my other partners, some friends, and I remember thinking, this is a very lonely feeling. And I was kind of laughing to myself because I have a funny sense of humor. And I go, here we go, let's just do this. And I still remember running up there, explaining what we want to do in the future, and we ended up having 470 people show up to that first presentation, and we asked everyone to take a second look the next day. Out of 470 people, 400 of them showed up the next day to learn about how to do ACN. And we started. But in 1993, we were only in the United States. We weren't in the United States, we were in Detroit, Michigan. Actually, Troy, Michigan, which is outside of Detroit. We were in one town, in one state, in one country. So we didn't have anything going on except for just our launch. But I remember the exciting thing that people loved about what we were doing is that we were the only company doing exactly what we're doing. We loved the idea of combining direct selling with services instead of products like everybody else. We just loved the idea of a service that somebody would use anyway, a service that was a part of a big industry. And in 1993, the only service, as you guys know back then, was home phone service. It was long distance phone service. That was the only service we could sell. And we had a hard time finding a company to give us a contract because we didn't have the money to be our own phone company, so we had to go find a partner. And so we researched companies, and since we were new, it was not very easy, and we finally found a small company in Ohio, a company called LCI. And they met with us and they said, okay, so what's the name of your company? We said, we're ACN. And you want to sell our service? We said, yes. And so we were trying to get the company going. We were trying to negotiate a contract. And I'll never forget them. They looked at us and they said, okay, you guys, ACN, you're going to sell our service. Okay, let's talk. How much money do you guys want up front for every customer that you bring us? And we said, well, we don't want any upfront money. Because we knew what we needed to do, right? And they kind of laughed. They said, did you hear that, Bob? They don't want any upfront money. You know? And everybody needs money, right? And they said, well, what do you want? And we were nervous. We said, well, what we want is a percentage of the customer's bill every month for the life of the customer. That's what we want. And we were nervous because we weren't sure that they would give us that. And they looked at us and they laughed again. They go, so let me get this straight. ACN, you want to sell our service. You're going to go out there and you're going to promote our service. You're going to sign up customers. And those customers will use our service. We will send them a bill. They will pay the bill. We get money, and then we pay you on the back end? Yes. And they go, boy, these guys drive a really hard bargain. You got yourself a deal. Now, I thought they would resist, but they laughed. Now I look back and I understand. They had nothing to lose. They were giving us nothing. They only paid us if we produced for them, okay? So for them, it was a great deal. For us, it was a miracle. They signed up, we got our first contract, we launched the company, and we went to work, doing exactly what you see here today. No different, you know? But the funny thing is, what they didn't know is how serious we were. We ended up in our first 5 years of business, we ended up producing 90% of their new incoming residential business, and we were their largest single source of large business accounts because of relationships. And it was funny because as time went on, they were a privately held company, they became a publicly traded company. Their stock was growing out of control because of the ACN and all the customers were bringing them. And now they realized that this little company called ACN was basically creating all their value, and they didn't have a good contract to keep us.
Oh.
We became, if you ever heard the saying, the tail that wags the dog. And so they got nervous, so they said, well, we can't lose ACN, because we started looking at options that would be in ACN's best interest. Should we partner with another company that will give us a better situation? And so they called us in for the second meeting. The second meeting was more fun than the first meeting. They're like, hey, come on in, sit in our chair. You know, they're so nice. And they basically, and I'm saying this with a sense of humor because I'm speaking on behalf of all of us and my partners. We're grateful for everything that happened, but I like to have fun along the way. So the second meeting, they basically said, look, we love ACN, we don't want to lose you, and they gave us a better deal. They just said, we're going to make your contract a little bit better. And what they did is they said, if we ever sell our company, okay, to a new company, or there's another company that takes control of our company, LCI, we'll still keep the contract in place, but if that ever happens, we're going to give you an equity payment based on what you're doing at the time. So of course, okay, that sounds great. So of course we accepted that deal and we continued to work. And 6 months later, a company called Quest came in and purchased LCI. 6 months. And what that happened to us, that triggered $80 million to come directly into ACN. Now, can we all be honest here for 1 second? How many of you, if that happened to you, you would be excited?
Yeah.
Okay? So people ask, what did you guys do with the money? And we spent all of it. We partied so hard. I'm just kidding. We took every bit of that money, every bit of it, and we reinvested it back into ACN. Every bit of it. Why did we do that? Because look, everybody needs to make money. But I think if you try to chase money, if you ever notice, when you try to chase money, it's hard to make money. But if you have a vision, a bigger vision than money, money always follows. And our vision, ever since we started ACN, was one day to be the largest direct selling company in the world. The largest direct selling company of all time. Okay, and for us to do that, we have to be over $10 billion plus. We're not even close yet. We're going to get there, but we're going to do it together. So that was our vision. So we took every bit of that money, we reinvested it back into ACN, and that was the money that we used to become our own phone company. That was the money that we used to hire the quality executives we needed to run a company that was growing like our company. That was the money that we used to invest into and to get other services. But more importantly, that was the money we used to start our first international expansion, which was the single greatest country in the world, and that was the country of Canada. We ended up opening in Canada, and then eventually, you guys know we're in 27 countries around the world. That was the money we used to do that. If that money did not come in, I don't know what we would be doing today, but there would be no ACN. That's how important that was. Now, you can't plan something like that. You can't write a business plan and hope that something like that happens. But what I learned is simple in life. When we started ACN, we did not have enough money to get this company going. We did not know that. We didn't have enough experience to get this company going. We did not know that. We didn't have enough sharp, smart people to get this company going. We did not know that. And what I learned is, how many of you ever heard that ignorance on fire is better than intelligence on ice? Okay, that means good thing we didn't know that we didn't know what we needed, okay? What I did learn is that when the right people come together with the right vision, the right idea, the right intentions, the right work ethic, a company will take a life of its own. And things will happen that you cannot explain. And that is exactly what ACN is. Things have happened that we cannot explain. When one door shuts, another door opens. When something bad happens, something great happens. And we have survived all the ups and downs that if you put it on a piece of paper and looked at all the things that had to happen for us to be here today, it was a miracle. But here we are. And that's why my partner Greg says this is a company that's blessed. This is a company of destiny. And I am telling you this. We've been doing this for 30 years. And if you would have told me 30 years ago when I did that first meeting, if you would have told me I would be more motivated today than I was then, I would have never believed you. Because I was 26 years old when we started ACN. When you're 26, you think when you hit 40, you are out of the game. When you're 26 and you think about the age of 50, you think you might as well just die. Because your perception of age is so different when you're young, right? I'm 56 years old right now. I thought there's no way by the time I'm 56, I'm going to be motivated to do this. I am so motivated, I cannot sleep at night. We've been doing this for 30 years, and we haven't even barely scratched the surface of what's in front of us. I cannot sleep at night. The greatest things are in front of us, not behind us. And so I'm excited to be here today because I'm going to introduce to you one of the things we're going to be doing here in Canada that I think is going to not only explode momentum for you, but I think it's going to be one of the funnest things we've ever actually represented since we started ACN. So who's ready?
Yeah!
So let me run through one of the services we're launching here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys some tips on recruiting. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some simple tips on some of the things that I learned that I eventually, when I understood it, it made recruiting so easy. And that's what I will share with you, okay? But first, let me show you this great service, all right? I will tell you this, that when COVID hit, everybody knows when COVID hit, it was a shock, right?
Yep.
I didn't even believe it was going to happen. I was traveling at the time when I was watching all the news, and I saw in the news how, oh yeah, when I was in the U.S., they said, oh yeah, we're going to have to shut down the economy for 2 weeks. I go, 2 weeks? How are you going to do that? Shut down the economy for 2 weeks? That's impossible. And then I realized 2 years later, they knew exactly what they were doing, right? But it was a shock. Overnight, we couldn't see each other, we couldn't travel, we couldn't do meetings, and it just really, I think it was blindsided everybody in business, right? But when you get blindsided, think of a boxer. A boxer's in the ring, you're throwing punches, and you've got momentum on your side, you're winning the fight, and all of a sudden you take guy off the ball for 1 second, you get blindsided, you get punched in the face. And all of a sudden you see stars. Now you're not knocked out, you're blindsided, you're stumbling, you're in survival mode, you're trying to stay alive, you're defending yourself, you're in defensive mode. And when you get blindsided and you become defensive, now you're doing everything to make sure you stay alive, stay in business. And we all were blindsided when COVID hit. We're no different. ACN got blindsided. We're doing everything we can to manage the business, manage the money, make sure checks are going out, the IBOs get paid. We couldn't bring the business in. People, we're just like everybody else. And we were stumbling. But you know what? We stayed focused. We did everything we had to do to make sure ACN survived this, just like everybody else, right? We did what we had to do, and we survived it. And all the companies and all the people that survive it, you come out stronger. You come out better, okay? Things that are bad always translate into things that do become good for those that survive. But what I want to tell you this for is because once you get your feet back, and once you get those stars out of your head, once you kind of get your bearings back, you're no longer in a defensive mindset anymore. Now you're in an offensive mindset. And when you're in an offensive mindset, that's when you do things like create great promotions for new IBOs. You make your comp plan better. You do things like launch new services, expand into new countries. And I will tell you that the founders of ACN, all the leadership in ACN, we are on the offensive. There are things that I'm going to share with you now. There are things that are coming that I can't even tell you yet. But I will tell you this. The ACN that's coming very quickly is going to be an ACN that nobody could ever imagine possible. And all I'm going to tell you is you need to work hard right now, because every time we launch something new, every single time we introduce something that makes us better, your business can explode overnight. So you want to make sure you prepare for that. You don't want to have one person on your team when we launch something new. You want to have 100 people on your team. And if you think big, you want 1,000 or more people on your team, because you launch one new good service and you have 1,000 people on your team getting new customers. Imagine the impact. So all you got to do is just know we are on the offensive. Every single day right now, we are working. What can we do to make ACN better? What can we do in Canada? What can we do to bring you better services, more services? We know it's important to deliver services to you. And that's what we're focusing on right now. What can we do to make your opportunity better? What can we do to make your business go faster? What can we do to make your business go bigger? And that's all we're doing every single day. So prepare yourself, get excited, because it is coming. But let me show you what's coming approximately in November or early December. We're launching a new service. What I love about this particular service is, out of all the services we have ever launched, ever in ACN, this is the most fun service. So let me give you a high-level explanation of what we're doing. Does this work? Yep. Do I hit this button or this button? This button, right? Side button. Okay. Okay, so look. We all love to, everybody knows we have to work, right? But how many of you guys love having fun as well, right? Everybody loves having fun. We love holidays. We love going to lay on the beach, time with our kids, romantic getaways, all these things, visiting new places, making new friends. We are launching a new product. It's called Cupisz. What this service is this service will add value and fun to your life. It's not an essential service for everybody, but for those people that could use this, it does become an essential service for your life, all right? So just to have me properly introduced to this, let me just play a quick video for all of you guys. Do you have it, or you want me to do it? You got it? Okay. We are going to have extensive training so everybody clearly understands how the service actually works, how to get the most value from the service. But the way the service is set up is the service will actually pay for itself, okay? So hit the button? Okay. All right, so what this service is, again, the reason I love it is it's the most fun service we've ever launched. Because people have always said to me since we started ACN, yeah, I like services, but that's not that fun. I go, yeah, it's fun. What do you mean it's fun? I guess they're right, it's not that fun, but this is fun. This is going to create fun for our business, all right? So what is Cupisz? All right, it's an exclusive travel membership. Okay, it's a membership. That's what it is. And it's a subscription-based service, so you'll pay a monthly fee for it. So it fits perfect for us. Because by paying a monthly fee, that fits exactly into what we do, so we can pay residual income for all the customers that you guys create. What it allows us to do now is enter a whole new industry that we've never done before, and that is the global travel and tourism industry, which accounts for over $9.2 trillion a year. So it's a huge industry, something we've never done before. So what it is, it's basically a travel, look at that. Am I seeing funny, or is that just, oh, it's a screen. The screen's like, well, I thought maybe I'm gonna have maybe I'm passing out right now. To make sure I'm okay. It's a new travel and lifestyle membership service. It's for individuals, okay? It's gonna offer incredible benefits to its members, travel experiences, adventure, activities, anything related to this. And it's gonna give you basically value and savings. For sure, in so many different areas, okay? So let me just highlight some things. For example, travel with cruises. It's going to cover all the major brands, 80% of all the cruise brands, and I'll try to just give you some information here, okay? So we're also going to offer things like Cupisz coins. So as a member, let's say you took a cruise. When that cruise is done, 5% of your cost of that cruise is going to go into your bucket of Cupisz coins, which you can use for anything related to your travel. So it's almost like you're building up a bank account of things you can use when you actually use it. And now that's not for plane fare, but that would be for everything else when it comes to travel. When it comes to hotels, for example, it covers 90% of all domestic and international brands, all the good hotels. And you also can get hotel credits, which I'll explain in a minute, okay? But the way it's going to work is when you become a member and or you're an IBO. Okay, let's say you're an IBO, you're not even a member yet. Or someone wants to think about becoming a member. Cupisz has a landing page, a website, and or the mobile app that you can download. The way the landing page is designed is that anybody can access it. You don't have to be a member. The landing page is designed to actually promote, explain, and sell the service for you. So if you want to share the service with somebody, instead of you trying to remember everything, hey, let me just take you to the landing page, the website, and it will basically promote and explain all the benefits associated with the membership. It'll explain the different memberships that are available. It's going to focus on all the key selling points, so it will actually sell the customer for you, okay? That's one thing. Now, once you become a member, then you can access, you can log in and you can take advantage of all the things that it's offering. So to kind of just give you a high-level look at it, there's going to be 2 membership options. So there'll be a gold member and a platinum member. So that's just for people that occasionally travel. They'll get the lower one. The people that travel more, they want to take advantage of it, they'll be able to get involved in the platinum membership. And you can pay monthly, or if someone wants to pay the whole year up front, we'll give them a 10% discount on it, okay? So here's kind of like a high-level look of what you would get. Number one, the gold membership. You would get the exclusive booking engine. Now, I'm not going to go into it now, but when we officially launch it, when you see the demonstration of exactly what it does, what you could get, I mean, one time just going through it, you're going to get excited. Now, you guys know there's a lot of discount travel sites out there, right? Yeah. Here's the biggest difference of what we're doing. Without getting too technical, there is a platform that all the hotels and the airlines and cruises and everyone, when they want to promote what they're doing, they utilize this platform. And they may give discounts to fill rooms if they have empty rooms. They just maybe want to promote a certain area at a certain time. But everybody, all these travel sites access this same information. But what most of these discount travel websites do is they will find other ways to make money on you. So you're trying to book travel, you get some discounts, and you go to another site. Oh, this is a little cheaper than this, because what they do is they mark up the travel. So they get it at one thing, they mark some things up. That's how they make their money. You know, so there's different fees, different things. It's not always exactly what you see. Here's what we're doing. Whatever the cheapest it is that we can offer, we are not marking anything up, not even 1 penny. If you're a member, whatever is available, that's why we're basically offering the best price promise, which you'll learn about when we launch the service. Basically, we are not adding 1 fee to this. What you see is what you pay. There's no games, there's no gimmicks, there's no markups, and that's why this is going to be so competitively priced when you go in the search engine, okay? The way we're doing it is this subscription. You pay for the subscription, we're not going to make money in any other way, okay? So the members will get discounted travel rates, member-only vacation rental rates, flight insurance, VIP concierge service. This is all included, hotel credits, which I'll explain in the best price promise. That all comes with the gold membership. If you want the platinum membership, you will get on top of that a personal travel team. I want you to imagine you had your own travel agency and a team of people that work just for you, at your disposal, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, set up itineraries, whatever you need, that will be at your disposal. You'll have unlimited use for VIP airport lounges, I'll explain in a second. And you get other services like fast passport and visa services, okay? So all these services will come at the platinum level. To give you an idea of what the pricing will be, the gold will be $44.99 a month, you get 2 points. Platinum, $89.99 a month and 5 points. Or you can pay for the annual, you add it up and you just minus 10%. This is commissionable for the lifetime of the customer, so the residuals are lifetime. And so let me give you an example how the hotel credits work. The service actually pays for itself. So every dollar you spend on your monthly or you pay annually, every dollar you spend to pay for the service goes into hotel credits, which you can use when you book for travel. Now, let's say you, just to be clear and so you understand it, let's say you booked some travel and you built up hotel credits. Let's say you spent $377 over the year for the gold membership, or you can see almost $755 for the platinum membership. Every dollar you spent now is built up in credits. So you can book a hotel, you book travel. Now, not every hotel, just to be full disclosure, not every hotel, when you go to use your credits, accept 100% credits. Some may not accept credits depending on time of year. It all depends on how much they want a customer, right? So some places that sometimes won't accept these credits, or they may not accept all the credits that you use, but here's the bottom line. If you're traveling, you have these credits, you'll be able to use up your credits. So virtually, the credits alone for the value of travel, which you get, it pays for the membership itself, just in the credits itself. And that doesn't even count for the true points, right? So, I'll tell you what's so great about these credits. We've been doing this in Europe. We started this in Europe as well. This company is basically, obviously, as we're learning as we go, because this is a new service to us, what we learned, you would think, how many of you guys realize when times get tough, especially during COVID, how many of you guys think, oh, maybe this is not a service, you can't travel, right? This is not a service you're gonna wanna keep, right? Who wants to keep a service like this? Do you realize their retention was incredible? You know why their retention was incredible? Let's say a customer called up and said, hey, I'm not using this, I'm thinking about maybe, dropping this service. This is how they explained to us how these credits work. They said, no problem, but we wanna let you know that you have X amount of credits built up that you can use. If you drop the service, you'll lose the credits, even if you come back at a later date. People are like, well, how many credits do I have in there? Oh, you have this many credits. The retention was incredible with this service, because we were building credits. People are not going to want to give that up. Does that all make sense, you guys? It's like money that you can use for the travel. It's sitting there. So these credits are not only going to give you value, it's going to help you with retention of your customers. But another great value is the priority pass that you're going to get included. If you were to actually purchase this lounge membership, you pay $429. This is included for free in this membership. But this will allow you access to 1,300 lounges in more than 600 cities across 148 countries. Okay? So we all know when you travel an airport, if it's busy, how many of you guys agree it's a lot better to be able to access a lounge and enjoy the travel than not, right? And so you get, it makes your travel experience a premium travel experience. You get Wi-Fi, obviously. Now, not every airport, I was actually doing a search myself. When you get this priority pass, you'll get your own app for this. So as you're traveling, you'll go into an airport. Not every airport may have a lounge, but what's so cool about this service is that they do something in most airports. So let's just say that in an airport there wasn't a lounge. You go on your app, you look at what it has. Oh, go to this restaurant and you get buy one, get one free, or 15% off. Or go to this area, there's a massage. They've got different things you can access everywhere. So it's an incredible membership to be a part of. It just makes your travel experience that much better. But this alone, again, creates all the value for your travel. So look, bottom line is this. We sell all these services. We're going to keep expanding our services. But how many of you guys like to have fun as well, right? Yeah. One of the things we're going to do now, after we launch the service, there's going to be a thing where we're going to actually create pre-packaged travel things where instead of you have to think or figure it out, I want you to imagine that you can look and say, okay, what do we got going here? You want to go on vacation, we got this plan, everything's organized in advance for you, all discounted, and all you got to do is show up, and it's not an ACN thing, it's going to be a Truvy thing, where we'll brand it to that way. You could go by yourself if you wanted to, and I want you to imagine every single activity, everything is lined up. How many of you guys want to travel, but you don't want to work when you travel, right? Yeah. So these are going to be some incredible trips. There's a lot of things we're going to put together. This will probably be one of the most exciting services, fun services that we've ever launched in ACN. So, let me just end with this, you guys, and then we have one more video, but I'm not going to play. It's a little truly exciting video, but let me just talk a little bit about recruiting. How many of you want to just build crazy momentum in your teams?
Yeah.
Okay. My thing broke. Recruiting. When I first got involved in direct selling, just like everybody else, right? Everybody catches the dream, right, of one day building this large team of people. And I remember when I first started, like everybody else,